Hi there guys, Bowlington here, and today I would like to welcome you to another episode of Behind the Scenes. This is for my 400 subscriber milestone and about 32,000 channel views, or total video views, which is pretty cool. The last time I did one of these, I was at 200 subscribers and 10,000 video views, so we've come a long way guys, and I appreciate that, and all the support that you guys give me. So this is going to be looking into my studio here and all of my high-tech little toys and stuff. Starting off the tour here, you can see this is my main work area. This is my 17-inch MacBook Pro. It's this guy right here, obviously. I've got my standard just it's not even a mechanical, it's a membrane keyboard. And right here we've got my mouse. This is my Logitech G700. This is my Darth Vader. Let me put it in the light here so you can see it a little better. It's got the 4 side buttons right here, along with the 3 on the top for sensitivity and battery and whatnot. You've got this right here, which is your battery indicator. It's this button. You've got this button right here, which is the lock for the scroll wheel. So if you can see here, it's in free scroll right now, and I don't know how well this is going to turn out in resolution, but it's free scrolling. It doesn't do anything. And then I click the button, and then it goes to just regular scroll. So that's a really nice feature I like about this mouse. Not to mention it's extremely comfortable. It fits in my hand perfectly. I really like that mouse. As you can see here, this is my MIDI controller. It's in a Kai MPK25. It's just a basic keyboard. It's semi-weighted keys. We've got our pitch and modifier wheels over here. I've got some pads on the top. I believe there's 12 up there that I can use to trigger events or drum hits or anything like that in Ableton. It's a good little keyboard. I would recommend it if anyone's starting to experiment with MIDI surfaces and stuff like that. It's a good little keyboard. So moving on, this is my secondary monitor that I use for stuff. It's basically just a little TV that we had sitting around. It serves the perfect purpose just fine, and it's connected right here. It's this last cable. It's the white one that my thumb is on. It's my Thunderbolt port on my MacBook Pro. Runs to HDMI all the way to the TV, and that's how that's hooked up. Over here, we've got my third monitor. This monitor runs to my Mac Mini, which is right back there. Right now it's got a boot problem, so I don't really use it for anything, but that's what this mouse is there for. It goes to that computer. Up here on my shelf, I've got some other stuff. This is my cleaning cloth for my screens. These are 2 RAM upgrades that I've had in the past. Old iPod Nano, backup Apple mouse, an Arduino board for prototyping and whatnot. I used to be really into that kind of stuff, so I have one of those still. That's my GoPro back there. My sunglasses, these are Oakley Flak Jacket XLJs. They're fantastic sunglasses. I really like them. But yeah, they're really good sunglasses. I would recommend those to anyone. They're about $300, but they're totally worth it because I've had that pair for about 6 years now. Wireless keyboard over here as a backup to this one right here. And the reason that I use this one on top of that one is because when I'm playing Minecraft and I'm trying to hold shift like in the nether or whatnot, the wireless signal breaks up. So I'll be holding shift on that and it'll have a hiccup and I'll fall off into the lava and be screwed. So I use this one completely wired. It's this connector right here that my thumb is on. So there's no problems there, and I can always be safe when I'm doing that kind of stuff. This connector right here is this cable right over here, and it plugs into my Snowball, which is behind me right here on this mic stand. It's a Proline boom microphone stand. It swings out to right about here. So when I'm recording, this is usually the setup that I'm in. And let me get this a little bit straight so you can see what I'm talking about. Yeah. This is my usual setup if I'm recording for Minecraft or whatever I'm doing. I'll be sitting in my chair right here. I crank it all the way up. I lock it in place. And the microphone will be sitting about here. It's about 10 inches away from my laptop. I try to get it as far as possible to minimize interference. So I could be sitting as far back as right about here. When I'm sitting here, my face is probably right about here when I'm recording. So that's about 2 inches of space right there between the pop filter and my face. And then 2 inches between the microphone and the pop filter. If you're going to seriously consider going into doing YouTube or any of that kind of stuff, I highly recommend getting this guy and that guy right there. Microphone stand and a pop filter makes a huge difference when you're going in for quality. But yeah, that's pretty much my setup. The microphone is a blue snowball, as you guys know, in black. I really like that microphone. I just wish it was louder. But moving on. At the end of my mic stand here, we've got my headphones. These are the Bose earbuds. They're about $100 to buy them new. They're fantastic headphones. I would recommend them to anybody that's looking for a good set of earbuds. These things just, the quality is unparalleled. These things are fantastic when it comes to quality, and they're comfortable. So, yeah. But what I would recommend doing if you buy them, get a bit of super glue and glue these little suckers on, because these things are so easy to lose, it's stupid. So find the ones that fit you perfectly and put a tiny little dab of super glue under the back edge right there, and that is my pro tip for those. So yeah, let's move on. That's pretty much my desk and everything right there, all my toys. The MacBook Pro is a 17-inch Intel i7 2.4 gigahertz quad core. I've upgraded the RAM to 200. I wish I had 200 gigs of RAM. That'd be sweet. But I've upgraded it to 16 gigs of RAM. It's got a 750 gigabyte hard drive. So let's move on to more of the music aspects, all of my toys for music. Down here you can see my amplifier. It's a 100-watt Vox Valvetronics. It is a studio amplifier. It's got all of the presets for different types of amplifiers, different studio effects, all of that stuff. It's a fantastic amplifier, and it is really loud. But yeah, let's get to the piece de resistance. That is the guitars over here. This guitar right here is the cream of the crop of my collection. This is a custom-made Tremonti Signature PRS guitar. It was custom made for me as a gift. It retails, if you went to go and try and buy one of these just like this, it would retail to about $6,000. So yeah, this is an above average instrument from what you would normally expect. But yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. As you can see here, the headstock is amazing. It's got a Paul Reed Smith real gold inlaid signature. It's got pearl bird inlays on the fretboard all the way down, and it's a gold sunburst body on the guitar. Absolutely beautiful instrument, and it sounds just butter smooth. For any instrument, I would go as far to say that thing is pretty sexy. So there you go. Moving on to this one. This is my Gretsch Electromatic Projet. It's a lower tier electric guitar, but it is a good guitar. It was about $750 when I bought it new. It's got another little feature like the PRS. It's got these inlays right here. They're the thumbnail pearl inlays, and they're not the typical ones like you would see over here on my acoustic guitar. They're not the dots. You've got the thumbnail, and then you've got the bird. So that's one of the features that I really like about these guitars, is that the inlay is very nice. But yeah, there's on the Gretsch right here, you'll notice that this is a kind of an interesting looking tremolo. Any of you guitar guys are probably familiar with Floyd Rose tremolos, and those are really more for metal, heavier music, dive bombs, all that kind of crazy stuff. The Bigsby right here and it's an official Bigsby licensed tremolo. It's more for a bluesy feel, kind of more, I would say, jazz guitar, blues, that kind of thing. This is that kind of guitar right there. And then I've got the Parkwood here. Parkwood was about $1,000. This is a fantastic acoustic guitar. It sounds so rich. It's really, I haven't found like an acoustic guitar that sounds as good as this one that isn't a Taylor, because Taylor makes some fantastic acoustic guitars. And it's got this really nice headstock on it. You really can't see the detail on this one, but the wood grain in the headstock is absolutely beautiful. If I had a much higher resolution camera, I might be able to show you, but the whole wood grain of this entire guitar is beautiful. So yeah, that's pretty much all of the instruments. So let's move on to some swag, and then I got one more thing I want to talk about. This is my swag right here. This is the map that comes from when you pre-ordered Skyrim, but it's a cloth one. So I took it and I put it in a really nice frame, and I think it looks really cool. I'm thinking about putting it on that wall over there, but I haven't done it yet. So let's move on to the entertainment center. This is my entertainment center. If I'm not at my computer, this is what I'm doing. The TV is a 42-inch LG LCD. It's at 120 hertz refresh rate because 120 hertz is the maximum the human eye can see, so there's no point in buying higher than that. So there's 600 hertz TVs. It's bullshit. Don't buy that. But yeah. So you can see the TV there, and you can see a few of the speakers across the top. This right here, this satellite, the centerpiece, that one right there, are all hooked up to the sub and the receiver right over there. It is a Sony, I believe it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 satellites and a sub. It's a Dolby 5.1 surround sound system. It's fantastic. It sounds really, really good. Especially with the dynamics of my room. You can see here that my room is this very odd shape. It bounces the sound really good, and that's a speaker there, and that's a speaker there, and then I've got the 3 across the front here. So it sounds real good. I basically have my own movie theater, which is pretty neat. Moving on, I've got the PlayStation 3 here, Red Faction Armageddon inside of it because I'm trying to finish it. And then this is my games collection over here. We've got, and I need to take a breath before I say this, Red Faction, Dead Space, Prototype, Mercenaries, Battlefield BC2, Oblivion, Dead Island, Skyrim, Modern Warfare 2, Battlefield 3, Mass Effect 3, Tomb Raider, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, Resistance 3, Crysis 2, Fallout 3, and Uncharted. And this is probably about a quarter of the games that I've owned over the years. If I still owned all of the games that I had, that stack would probably be 4 times as big and take up those entire 2 top shelves. So that's just that does not reflect my gaming history very, very well. So right here we've got my AverMedia HD. This allows me to record my PlayStation. So any gameplay that you see coming from my PlayStation is recorded onto this guy over to this little external drive, 320 gigabyte Toshiba. It's really nice. I really like that little drive. It was about $50, so yeah, it was a good little purchase. And then that's my cable box over there that I get my HD cable from Comcast, but I really hate them because they're awful and they don't care about their customers. So if you have Comcast, I feel for you. They're not very good. But yeah, that's just about wrapping it up. This is my studio. I've got 2 things that I forgot. This little guy right here, this little disc, is actually a suction cup. And what it does is it's a MIDI controller. And it wires into my input, so it's this one right here. And it allows me to actually tap on my desk, and it'll sense me tapping and send MIDI notes to the computer for musical sounds. So say I've got a drum machine pulled up, I can sit here and tap it out, and I can go and it'll send it to the computer. It's a very, very cool little device. If you want one, I can give you the link to it. They're pretty cheap. I think they're only like $50 or so, and they've got their own software, and they work with pretty much anything that can accept MIDI input. So yeah, the next thing we got here is very simple. It's this little cable that runs from right under there all the way over to here. And then it has a big spool down here. This is a 50-foot 3.5 millimeter cable. This is the standard auxiliary cable that you find from a headphone jack. I've got a 50-foot one, and it allows me to plug into my surround sound from my laptop, from my phone, from my iPod, or anything, anywhere in this room. And it's pretty awesome. So I would recommend getting one of those. I got it off of Newegg for like $20. And it's a good cable. There you go. Oh, and for the home protection front, I probably pan past it. This is my shotgun. This is a Browning-made Satori 20 gauge over under target rifle or target shotgun. It's a break action, as you can see here. It is an absolutely beautiful shotgun. It's retails for about $4,300 is what this one was when we bought it. But yeah, I've got that. That's for home protection and guarding all of my toys, I would call it. But yeah, I think that that's about everything I wanted to cover in this behind the scenes. You get to see my toys, you get to see my studio. Um, so yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed. For this behind the scenes video, this is Bowlington signing off.